Hi guys, welcome to my Soapy Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how I feed my sourdough. Now, whether I want to bake that day or whether I don't want to bake that day changes how I feed my sourdough. Now, I'm not sure if other people do this, but this works for me. Okay, so here's my sourdough. I used it yesterday to make bread, but I didn't feed it last night because I feed mine in the morning. It's a good idea to pick the same time every day to feed your sourdough. Now, if you notice, it's about half full. Now, I don't plan on doing any baking tomorrow, so I'm going to use about 1/4 of a cup of flour to feed it and 1/4 of a cup of water. But I want this texture. Do you see how it's kind of flowy? So we're going to put in 1/4 of a cup, just so we need to feed it every day, and see where that texture is. Now, if I were going to make sourdough today, I'd put in half a cup. Now, I maintain 1 liter of sourdough. See how it's thicker and more like paste? We don't want that. I don't want that when I do my sourdough. So we're going to add about an equal portion of water. Give it a mix. And there we go. Kind of like pancake batter is what you're going for. All right, so if I were going to bake with this in, say, a couple of hours, get up in the morning on Saturday, the kids are still in bed, I'd feed my sourdough and then start making brunch at about 10 o'clock. All right, I hope this was helpful. And I find it's better to use reusables because they get really caked on and it's hard to wash them sometimes. So what I'll do, instead of using my good Tupperware or whatever I've got, I just use these, and then when they get too ratty, I'll just wash them and throw them in the recycling and use a new one. So there's a little reuse, waste not, want not. And I hope you're having a wonderful day and enjoying the sourdough bread making series. There's a set of 3. There's this one, how to feed your starter, and this is, I'm not going to be doing anything with this. And if I were, I would just double it, so you'd make more. So you'd basically double. So if you've got a 2-cup going here, then you'll want to add a cup because you need space for the bubbles to rise. Okay, and then you'd use most of that, almost all of it, depending on your recipe. You could use it for pancakes. When I get too much, my favorite go-to is the Farmhouse on Boon's recipe for pancakes, and I know I've given you that recipe, but I'll give you that recipe again below. Hers is one of the best. I also have been known to just throw it into instant pancake mix, so that works too. You know, use this. My daughter loves pancakes and I don't always have time to do them from scratch, so I'll use some of my extra starter. Whether I have proofed it or not, it still seems to work because there's those other leaveners in there. And then especially if I've got too much. So you don't have to, you know, be afraid that you're just going to have too much starter because you just don't have time. A lot of us have time right now, and it's probably a good skill to acquire. You know, get your sourdough made with your natural. This is a Victoria sourdough. I did this using the wild yeast technique, and it's quite active. And if you look at my videos, you can see some of the breads I've made with it. And the pancakes were fun. I did jelly bean pancakes last spring. Spring seems to be my sourdough season for sharing, and I hope you enjoy this. We've got a couple of really great recipes. I found some great pastry chefs who shared their bread recipes. Pastry chef, artisan bread makers. Anyway, I will give you links to their tips and tricks. And very basic, very easy recipes, because when you want to be fancy, you can go that next step. But we usually start with baby steps. I hope you enjoyed this. Please click like and subscribe, and come back to my culinary kitchen or soapy kitchen anytime. Bye.